In this beautiful region of northern British Columbia, farmers in Prince George work tirelessly to grow produce and take care of their animals. They fight the elements, deal with breakdowns, and take risks to help their business survive. Throughout the last few months, a British father and son team have allowed us to witness their greatest achievements
22K mowing. Oh yeah!
and biggest struggles as they navigate their way through farming in the north.
Farm's in our blood. We were born to farm.
This is the life of a young farmer. It's July. With the weather putting a stop to haymaking for now, we join James as he feeds and checks the animals.
This is our boy Boris. He's 2 years old. Last year was his first year. So we gave him the name Boris the Novice. And there's about 100 piglets we sold or had this year. Still 40 left. Off of this guy, so he isn't no novice anymore. No, okay, I guess I'm not good enough for you now. His new name should be Boris the Colossus. For obvious reasons. Yeah, he's a bit of a ladies' man, to say the least. And they seem pretty fond of him too, so he's doing something right. We keep Boris separate from the females because otherwise we'll be having piglets popping out all the time, and we personally don't want that for ourselves, as we just can't get rid of the piglets or sell them. So we keep Boris separate.
Raising free-run piglets means James and his dad Philip need to be careful to stay on their boar's good side.
He's got some big gnashes on him. Where are they? Yeah, there they are. So you definitely want a friendly boar if he hasn't had his teeth clipped, because those will cut you right open. And you can see he's all muddy as well from his mud baths that he has to keep him when it's hot and sunny. Pigs will burn easy, quite like us, in the sun. So they bathe in the mud just to keep themselves cool and protects their skin. Hey Boris.
Piglets are a favourite with 4-H, and James, alongside his dad, have become well known for the quality of pigs they raise. With the weather being unpredictable this year, James is preparing machinery in hopes of a good day for haymaking tomorrow.
Past few days, past definitely 2, we're meant to have rain. Never have. It wasn't good haymaking weather, but it was still dry nonetheless. We could have been mowing when we weren't. And then, yeah, like it's been a pain. Like it's almost addicting looking at the weather, because we rely on it to seed, we rely on it to make hay, we rely on it to do everything farmers do. So when it's not going our way, or the weather isn't what the weathermen are saying, it's quite frustrating for us because time is money. So let's have a look at the weather, see what's going on. For today and this week, it's a thunderstorm watch. Yeah, it's going to rain just pretty well until 7 o'clock, not a high chance, but not haymaking weather. And then, yeah, tomorrow a slight chance, Friday, Saturday, perhaps even Monday, but then after that it looks good. So we do have a window, could be hotter, but take what we can get at this point. We could have a circle of 6 of us looking at the weather, and we'd all have 6 different forecasts for the next 14 days, and it's pick the best one is really what you got to do, and it's hope for the best. And like, everyone's in the same boat after last year being a washout. Like, it's hard, everyone's struggling. One more bad year, then no one can survive 2 bad years in a row.
As the sun starts to set, the family look to get an early start tomorrow. It's not good. With heavy rain, the father-son team are pushed behind yet again.
This rain's lasting really.
Yeah, I know. Let's hope it's going to pick up next week. So it'll be back on. Yeah.
With haymaking off the table for today, James and Philip work on their latest farm equipment creations.
So this is a former airport sweeper. So they had it on the runways. We bought it cheap at an auction. What, 20 bucks or something? Engine in it, full tank of diesel. Cracking bargain that was. And then we've converted it into a pellet press for the feed. It's been a long time going, actually making it function.
The power takeoff from the engine, and then we've put a reduction gearbox in.
A little crude, but
to slow the actual speed down. And then there's 2 big rollers in there that spin round at high speed and create a pellet feed for your animals.
They hope that by making their own feed, they can create specific blends for other farmers and gain another source of income. Their next creation is their very own fully functional air seeder and land roller combination.
So this is our custom built land roller that we made ourselves. We started off with this 42-inch pipe and then cut out these circular plates and welded them in. Cut holes out for the shaft to go through. And this is a 3-inch shaft. That goes the whole span of the pipe and out to the other side. We built this frame to go around it out of some 8-inch box. And Dad welded this up himself. And then on the front we've actually put a seeder on it, so at the same time as we're rolling we can put grass seed down at the same time, which is just perfect for grass seeding. And if we come to the back, we've got the other half of the air cart seeder that made up the drawbar on the back, which is the wheels. So when we're on the road, obviously we're not just dragging a roller down the road, because no one would be happy about that. So we can actually go full speed of the tractor, down to the fact that we put these wheels on.
As the pair continue to work, new forecasts suggest that tomorrow will be good enough to start haymaking. It's a new day. After waiting for some of the ground to dry up, the father-son pair can finally get back to what they do best.
it's good to get back cutting again. We've had some bad weather for the last 10 days, something like that. But now we're back mowing. We've got about 1,000 acres to do. So we're mowing in tandem. James is following behind me. We both got two 16-foot disc mowers. I'm in the John Deere, so I haven't got as much horsepower as James. So I have to lead the way because I can't keep up with him otherwise. I expect James has got the radio blaring away. I don't like having the radio going, I can't hear the machinery. If you're listening to your machinery on the back, I'm always making a constant humming, and if that noise changes, you know there's something wrong. These youngsters now, they're going to have a flipping radio on, and the machine's self-destructing itself, and they're listening to some blinking pop song.
Meanwhile, in the Fent,
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Damn.
despite a few distractions, James hits his sweet spot for the Fent and begins mowing at a great pace, taking over Philip.
Love doing work in this field, purely down to the fact you have got some of the best views you could have whilst working. Like right now it's a little bit of a haze, but like even now you can still see the mountains in the distance, which are the Rockies, you know. How many places do you get to see that, really? Not many, I can tell you that.
After some rough luck with the weather, the team power on. In just several hours, they clear the whole field. As the evening sets in, the pair call it a day, ready for a long haul tomorrow.
We've only got 760 more acres to go now, Dan.
$240 down and 760 to go.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Well, we've already done 900.
I'm saddle sore from the John Deere.
Yeah, my back's sore too. Milo. Are you there? Good boy.
It's a new day. James and Philip are already busy mowing. Today, the pair will split up. James will be mowing at Lower Mud River, while his dad goes to Upper Mud to another piece of property. Once they both finish, they will make their way to Blackwater. A different challenge for them today will be to navigate the narrow construction zone here.
This is day 2 of mowing. Right now I'm at a lease that we've had for about 5 years. It's really hard to mow. It's a small, weird shaped field, and it's where the river used to flow through here. So there's a lot of oxbow lakes. You really have to watch how the ground lays. It's a lot of up and down like this and twists and turns. So with these big mowers, it's quite hard to mow.
Despite the difficulties, James makes some good progress and is already over halfway.
Field that I'm in now, we seeded this last year, like I reseeded it as a hay field. So we did a good horse hay mix, and it has come out absolutely fantastic. Like, this is why I love farming all day long. Seeing these kind of results, like, it makes you proud of what you've done. You know, not many people could say they've done this good of a job in a field. You know, it's really something to pat yourself on the back when you've accomplished something like this. You know, because it's a lot of work to do it, a lot of money at times, and yeah, it's just really nice to see a good result. Oh, my elbow. Oh.
With a few bumps slowing James down, Philip has already made his way to Blackwater early and avoided traffic on the highway.
Most stressful and hardest part about mowing, especially of our mowers, is going down the road, and there is construction, so that will be really stressful, to be honest, because there's a lot of traffic. It's on the highway, it's other people on the road. Yeah, just stressful as can be. Now just coming up to a bridge, I know it's pretty narrow, and then the mower just fits over it, so better go slow. Better late than never.
A bridge normally wide enough for 2 vehicles is only just big enough for the mower.
Try and get it a little straight. There you go, that's pretty good. Well, that was a cheery person, didn't even wave back. Okay, the most stressful part now. Oh, I've got a clear gap. Come on, girl. Give us a month. That's a bit of luck. Straight onto the highway. Hopefully I don't get no traffic coming up my ass. Fingers crossed. This is what makes me nervous. Someone coming up pretty quick behind me. And that person overtook nicely. That was kind of them. We've got quite a line-up of traffic now, so hopefully I'm good. Hopefully no one doesn't overtake stupidly. No, here's someone that's they're gonna be stupid. No, they're not. Thank God. Perfect. Oh, this is gonna suck. Hopefully there's no traffic coming in the other way, because I'm gonna be taking a lot of cones out. Oh well. Oh, some of them cones up. Let's get out of it, boys. Only issue being too wide. Oh God. Let's see how much abuse I get now.
Being so wide makes it dangerous to stop. James's brother Harry will be coming by instead to pick up the cones.
Oh, I like you. You are kind. Thank you very much. This does not happen very often, someone pulling over. That could have gone better.
Now that the team have made it through the construction, they're back on track and may finish all of today's mowing ahead of schedule.
$22K mowing. Oh yeah.
The team have noticed an unpredicted storm forming out west. Now that some of the field has been mowed, James and Philip must finish before the rain starts. They push harder than ever, mowing late into the evening.
And I am finished for the day. Now that's a good finish to the day.
And despite the danger it represents to the crops, the father and son team get one of the most spectacular skies to end the day.
Oh, I cooked that one up.
A couple days later, Philip and James are on their way to check the progress of the mowed fields.
Surprising, isn't it? We're getting towards August, how heavy the dew is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way heavier now. Well, it's not as warm at night now either, is it?
Eh?
It's not as warm at night now either, is it?
No.
It's only like 10 or 11 degrees. It does look a lot drier now.
Yeah, this might go
Soon.
now because it was stalky and it and going to hold the dew like that fine grass.
That is true.
Well, we better get.
I don't feel like
This is dry here, isn't it?
I don't feel like there's a juice.
There's no dew on the grass, so
Yeah.
we might as well get raking.
raking. Yeah.
It's going to take some drying, that is, isn't it?
Yep. Well, at least we've got 30 degrees. For a couple of days.
We've got a lot to dry out yet.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is, 20%, 30%?
Probably 30. Mhm. Well, then, it's pretty soft in the stem though. So, might dry out
Right,
a bit
we better
faster.
go back and get the rakes. Let's dry them we thought.
Yep. You're a mix of the Stig and James, mate.
And James May.
Yeah, sometimes you drive like Miss Daisy, don't you?
Not very often, that is, James.
Yeah, every time we're on a rush. No, the telephone, June.
Stupid. James May.
Yeah, I'm sure you could probably drive around that racetrack faster than you.
Once the pair have got their tractors and rakes ready, they head over to the field.
So the point in raking is to move two swaths into one, or depending on what size of mower I suppose you have. But for us it's two swaths into one, to then make a bigger swath for the baler. It helps with the hay drying as well, because it's putting what's on the bottom then onto the top and putting it together. So it just allows the sun to dry what's on the bottom and makes some nicer hay.
Consistency when drying the hay is important. The rakes facilitate this by flipping the mowed rows, with the green and wet hay on the bottom, now on the top in the direct sunlight. The middle section of grass between the rows is dry, allowing for a good bed for the newly formed row. As we take a closer look, we can see how the tines of the rake clean shift to create a tight and clean row with minimal hay missed. In this bird's eye view, we can see the green and moist hay that has been raked for drying. Notice how green the raked rows are now they have been flipped.
I'm raking with the John Deere tractor, and we got two fella TS 8055 Pro hay rakes, so we can get over the ground fast. James has got a bit of an overkill. He's got a Fendt 220 horsepower Fendt on a hay rake. That's all that's available, so that's all he can use.
Working in tandem, Philip and James are able to make quick work of what is normally a long process. They quickly rake everything that's ready and make their way to the other fields. With some of the hay ready to be baled, James goes home to prepare the big square baler and get started. He is faced with bad news. The baler has a puncture, and James is struggling to create a seal that allows him to repair it. He tries a technique that involves creating combustion inside the tyre. As the hot air expands rapidly, it often creates the seal James needs to inflate the tyre and repair it.
Sake. something.
Unfortunately, he is having little success.
You have some petrol. Milo, out the way. No.
He's done it. Now James can start inflating the tyre and begin repairs. Although he has lost time, he can finally start prepping the baler.
What?
His dad arrives to check on progress and help.
It's got it now. What do you mean?
Got it
Yeah, I've got it now. Yes.
now.
Yes.
String all good? Or?
Oh, well, that one's low, but I think I'm full on either side. I don't know.
Hey?
I haven't checked. Sounds like he's gone. Cap now. Mm-hmm. Who the f*** did I put the cap now? I've been kicked underneath.
That's how we fix the puncture.
With the puncture repaired, James finally sets off to go baling. However, as fast as he leaves, he comes back.
It's got hot. It's shaft's blue.
Hey?
Shaft's blue. I don't know why it's gotten so hot for.
Well, that's still raining.
It's a disaster breakdown. A major part has broken, a key shaft in the baler's driveline. The part is specially designed for the baler, and no local dealership carries replacements.
You're going to find someone else then?
Yeah, I don't even think there is anything like that, is there? So of course, what's broke is that anything with a thing to be toppy. Or someone in Vanderhoof, wouldn't it? So I don't think I'm going to be able to weld this one up.
Philip begins calling every contact he has to find a replacement.
You don't know anyone that would have an old baler around Vanderhoof or anything?
I don't know. I don't know. I've kind of been out of it for a couple of years.
It always has to be a long weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, good,
Okay, all right. So I just thought I'd see if you know. Okay,
Good to hear from you. Take care.
cheers. And you. Bye.
So it's going to be a trip to Toppy probably.
Top A's the only one he could think of. It might, but I doubt.
Can I have a beggar or something when it comes to worse?
Hi, you've reached Contact Matt. Sorry, I couldn't get the call.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye. He's got the exact same piece when on his. He's got a brand new one sat there. And we can borrow it till we get ours fixed.
Like he's got this whole shebang.
Yeah, he's got the whole shebang.
Okay, that's probably how you get it.
They're in luck. A farmer in Vanderhoof has agreed to lend them the part. They must now drive from the farm to Vanderhoof, almost an hour away, to retrieve it. Once the pair return, the sun is setting and smoke from nearby wildfires begins blocking out the needed sunlight for good quality hay. With bad weather looming for tomorrow evening, James and Philip must continue working until the baler is fully functional again.
That's been faulty there, isn't it? That's a fault, that's a fault, that's a big fault, and that's a fault. So really, there was only that shiny bit. It was actually power in it.
Funny for someone else who didn't get in the hands.
After a long day, they finally have the baler back up and running. James heads out to test the baler with the new parts to ensure everything is in order.
Well, I suppose pleased that we are going, but it's still annoying, isn't it, that we haven't had a day's baling. Got 500 acres on the floor, and James has baled about 20 at the most. And hopefully we'll get it done tomorrow, or let's hope the weatherman's wrong and it doesn't rain Monday. All these things, it always happens on a long weekend. So seems to be Murphy's Law, I'm afraid. Whoever Murphy is.
The next day, wildfire smoke blocks out the majority of the sun. With plenty of sunlight being key to good quality hay, this is another setback.
So the smoke is really, really thick. It's like not very nice to be breathing. It's really blocking out the sun. Like right now, the sun is shining, but you wouldn't even really know it. You'd think it'd be dusk when the sun sets at about 9 o'clock. So that's what it's been like pretty much all day long. Yesterday we were really unlucky, but yeah, really lucky. We had a shaft twist off. You could see it, the baler had actually just, or the tractor actually, it just twisted this shaft off over time, which wasn't very fun to witness it. Great big PTO shaft flying around. A little scary, to be honest. Lucky didn't break anything else. We couldn't fix it ourselves, couldn't weld it back together. That was completely out the window, sadly. And Dad was calling around. I was messaging people that I knew had a baler in Vanderhoof. And then someone gave Dad a number. A guy called Jay. Really good guy. Saved our ass all day long. Really thankful for that. He actually has the same baler as us and had the exact same issue as us. The same part snapped off, and he obviously bought the part for himself, but he bought a spare. And he has been more than generous and kind enough to give us the part, and we're just going to replace it for him, and hopefully we can one day return the favour for him if he ever needs it. So there are definitely some good people about, and it was really nice of him to do that, especially the fact that we don't even know him. So that's our first encounter with him.
With the forecast calling for rain later this evening, James calls in his brother, Harry, to begin stacking bales in the fields to help preserve them.
Stuff like this is really stressful when you're having breakdowns just at the wrong time. Like it's really hard. You know, every minute counts in farming. Whatever windows we can get, like it's really important for us to jump on those moments, and any good weather that we do get to do things like haymaking and whatnot. We haven't got a bi-weekly paycheck. You know, stuff like our hay that we sell, that's some of our livelihood. Luckily we're a bit diversified, so we're not completely reliant on it.
With thunder looming, James and his brother are against the clock and need to complete the field and stack bales in record time to beat the rain.
Here we go. It's the dream team, Harry and James.
In the end, the pair receive some luck. Only a couple of droplets go by, and the storm begins to pass. James and his brother Harry are finally able to call it a day. It's autumn. After a hard-fought season, James and Philip were able to pull through and have their hay safe from the rain and stored in the sheds.
We're glad it's another season finished. Done well really between us. We had a few hiccups with a bit of machinery, and we did have a break in the weather where it rained for a while, so that didn't help matters, but it's all come good in the end, and we've had a productive year.
So this year's been pretty tough. We've had a lot of breakdowns with the baler, 3 shafts I think, tyres. But overall we've overcome it. We've persevered with it and done really well. Between the two of us, we've done, I think, nearly 5,000 bales this year with the big squares and just over 1,000 rounds. So eventually you do get a result. It's nice to actually finally see it in the shed, and it's a good result to see.
It's been an amazing experience to witness farmers battle extreme conditions. As we see their toughest struggles and greatest achievements. Until we see James and his dad seeding in the spring.
Farming's in our blood. We were born to farm.
This has been the life of a young farmer.